Blessed love, family. Give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor HAILE SELASSIE I. As always, a great joy that you could definitely come with us and sup with us and hold a meds with us and, going into the Sabbath day with us, Sabbath preparation, definitely on the way, at least on my end, it is completed. So we are thankful for the day of rest and tranquility and joy and happiness. We intend to hold a good little vibes with you today. In fact, what we are going to do, we're going to be going into some Psalms. I'm going to be looking at Psalms 70 and 7. I know many ones may not know where this is going to be taking us, but trust me, it is something very interesting, especially those of us who are of the order of the Black Christ, the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. You will find the reasoning quite upful. But before we go into the depths of that, I'm just reminding you that it is this Sunday. We are already here, the 28th day of November, 2021, 7 p.m. sharp. It is Africa's Warriors on the front line. This is our most recent online lecture. And of course, it will be a special lecture presentation, for it will be done with myself and the Honorable Princess Acacia Menin. And trust me, we will be definitely carrying this thing to another level. The Honorable Princess is here. And before we seal up this program, I'm sure she will come and give you a word as it relates to the upcoming lecture on Sunday. Remember, the early bird tickets are all out, so you definitely, your admission is still only $15. I don't find that to be harsh at all. That's very, very, very good for the level of information that you're getting. Remember, it's a university type presentation, and I'm sure the Honorable Princess will definitely, I would say, impress you with the levels of information that she will be bringing forward. Of course, you know exactly how to contact us. It's just a matter of emailing us, priestIsaacInstitute@gmail.com. Visit the website, priestIsaacInstitute.com. Of course, as always, the links to all of this is in the description below this video. So it's not a problem at all. Just scroll down the video. You see the link for the website. You know, of course, the link for Radio Anu. The email is on the website. And of course, even to make your payments, the CashApp link is below, and the PayPal link is below. And definitely, we are making it as easy as possible for you. So make sure you bring the young ones on Sunday. Bring the children and come in and sup in and have a wonderful vibration with us, mighty family. Now, of course, you know, this is Chalice Talk, and how we operate Chalice Talk. Everyone should have their chalwa, you know, definitely. If not, you could definitely order your chalices, pardon me, right here on our website. You know the website by now. I'm talking about priestIsaac.com, priestIsaacInstitute.com. You could definitely go in the shop section, and you could definitely search for the wonderful chalices that are provided by the good brother, Honorable Prophet Jah Daniel. You come right here and you place your order, and everything will go through smooth and nice and fully correct. So I'm definitely inviting you to do that. And since I'm here on the store, let me encourage you to get your garments, family. You know, the Honorable Prince Alamase has some new garments that he just brought out. Those of you who have ordered, this is basically actually my favorite, you know, for the moment. This is the Tiger's Nest, a t-shirt. All of you who love the Tiger's Nest should get your own t-shirt, and the quality is up full. Only $35, family. Just contact us and we make all the arrangements. And these were designed, my family, by the young Honorable Prince Alamase here. And of course, you could see wonderful, wonderful works. So as I'm saying now, this is Chalice Talk, and how we run the Chalice Talk. What we do, we actually, you know, partake of the chalice while we are growing, while we are elevating, because it's all about elevation. And while we are elevating, we will observe something, we would watch something. In fact, what I want us to gaze at here, we're going to be looking at a bit of one of our DVD documentaries, which is The Night of the Black Tiger. Do you have a copy of The Night of the Black Tiger? Please say yes. There was a time when we were giving The Night of the Black Tiger away for free for almost a year. Eh? So, I mean, most people should have a copy of The Night of the Black Tiger, you know, and if not, you could come right here to the shop and just order your copy of The Night of the Black Tiger. And if you have it, well, I would advise that you get a copy of The Divine Black. That was our previous online lecture when we were talking about Africa's presence in all of the civilizations of the world. So, family, what I'm going to do, we're going to go straight to The Night of the Black Tiger. This is about 20 minutes into the documentary. Of course, we're not going to watch all of it. We did a live online premiere of it already when we were watching it live. I'm sure some of you could remember. That's about 2 years ago. Maybe we need to do one of that again. But the main thing is you should get a copy for yourself. The Night of the Black Tiger. It goes into the divinity of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And when I light the chalice and we elevate, we're going to talk about the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards and Psalms 70 and 7. And let us see what that's all about. What are we looking at there? That's the sun. Oh. Holy Emmanuel, HAILE SELASSIE, Jah, Rastafari, O Lord of the Sabbath, hear of all, in this thy day, in this your house. Oh, and as grateful sacrifice the song which from our temple rise unto the black I am, 3 in 1 and 1 in 3. King Emmanuel the 7th, Adonai God, Jah, Rastafari, blessed Lord. All right, this looks like a little 7 here. How does it look? Hey, this is what it's all about. It's the tiger's nest. It's the mystic vibration in all our doings and sayings. All right, this is a bit of the Night of the Black Tiger. Of course, you could order it straight from us. Just contact us and get the full documentary. All righty.
Mechanics of the sun and the solar biology and astronomy in general and the physics of the planet Earth, where they could express in art form, in glyph form, a serpent with wings, and explain to those of us who would read their records that the snake with wings represents the Son of God, S-U-N-S-O-N, that is the Creator in a physical form. Lord Packer is a feathered snake. Lord Packer is an Olmec. The Olmec are the original people of the Western world. They are also referred to as the Shai people. And it is obvious that they are similar to the people of Uganda. They are similar to the statues of the Buddha seen in the Oriental world. They are similar to the statues seen in Cambodia, Angkor Thom and Angkor Wat. The Olmec represents the original black man, and it's without a doubt that the Olmec looks exactly like Marcus Mosiah Garvey.
Green as icy mountains of India's forest.
What is interesting about the Olmec is that the Olmec is considered to be the forerunner. Like the Olmec, Marcus Mosiah Garvey is he who comes and brings civilization to the people. It is he who civilized us, coming out of such a terror known as slavery. It is he that brought back the black pride to a nation once again. Up ye, mighty race. Africa for the Africans, at home and abroad. Mosiah Garvey. All of our conscious organizations in this modern time had their foundation in Marcus Mosiah Garvey and its movement. The Nation of Islam, the Nation of Gods and Earth, Nuwapians, Rastafari, even the consciousness exhibited in some black Christian conscious churches. Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the Hebrew Israelites, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, influenced all of us and woke up a sleeping people to a higher standard of thinking. Marcus Garvey is one of the many Olmecs that fit the prophecy of the coming of the forerunner within its age and time. The mask of Lord Packard, when properly decoded, gives this in detail. A transparent mirror copy of the mask is taken and connected to specific dots. When this is done, the image of the snake with wings appears, the feathered snake. And the individual that wore the mask, Lord Packard, is a feathered snake. In another expression, the image of a bat appears with a bead in its mouth, wherein the owner of the mask, Lord Packard, the mask has a bead in its mouth, showing that he is the bat with the bead in its mouth, wherein the bat is the animal symbol of the Olmec, and yet still the bat is considered to be the man's equivalent to the Kemetic Anubis, the jackal. Anubis is connected to the Olmec. Then King Lord Packard's mask goes on to express three beings, of which we have expressed in much detail, again, in the documentary 7, the Divinity of King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, to be Tutankhamun, the boy king. Lord Packard himself is seen in this rendition, and the squatting Buddha as well. Three figures from the ancient world, all related to Maya, as Tutankhamun's wet nurse is Maya, and the builder of his necropolis is Maya as well, and the Buddha's mother's name is Maya, and Lord Packard being the king of the Mayan. All feathered snake, all Christ-like figures. Tutankhamun, Lord Packard, both coming to the throne at the age of 9. But when this same rendition of the mask is basically turned upside down, three other figures appear, three faces to be precise. The outstanding face is that of the Olmec figure. The Olmec figure has a helmet on his head, which in the Olmec is the god of war, the Shai-Te-Kotle that carries the sun on his back. This is why you see the Olmec head structure with the helmet on his head. The god of war. This Olmec in the second rendition of the mask is the Olmec in the first rendition of the mask. And the Olmec in the first rendition of the mask is the person that wore the mask. The first Olmec is Lord Packard. The second Olmec has in front of his face, where the Buddha was, the Gautama Buddha, a man with locks and beard. And of course the Tutankhamun boy figure is gone. But an ancient man with beard and no locks is now in the center of the forehead, the third eye as such, of the Olmec with the helmet. The man with the locks and beard, the modern Buddha, is the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. I will point you in the direction of our second official full-length documentary entitled 7, The Divinity of the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, for more references on the subject area. And the man in the center of the helmet is HAILE Selassie, the master of ceremonies, divinity of Emperor Haile Selassie I. Garvey is the Lord Pakal of this time, the Olmec figure that is considered the forerunner. This is why he is considered a forerunner for even different organizations. The Moorish temple consider him a forerunner. The Black Islamic groups consider him a forerunner. Rastafari see Marcus Mosiah Garvey as forerunner. But not just a forerunner, but the literal fulfillment of the scripture of the book, speaking of one crying in the wilderness, making straight the way for the coming of the Lord. John the Baptist, according to the allegory, and fulfilled in the history several times, is the one that comes before the Messiah. It is he that says, "Look yonder, there cometh the Lamb of God."
We definitely give thanks to the Lamb of God. Give thanks for your presence with us. The Night of the Black Tiger and Royal Princess, you are also a co-presenter in this.
Yes.
For those who have a documentary or have this documentary, you would see the princess in this very same documentary, as well as the Honorable Prince Massive for sure. As I said, family, we're talking about the 20th day of November. That's just a few days from now. Myself and the Honorable Princess Akisha Menin, we will be on the front line speaking about the African empresses on the front line. That's Queen Nyabingi, isn't it?
Yes, Queen Mahamasa, as she is known.
Give me that name again, the full name.
Mahamasa.
Mahamosa.
Yes, and she's from Uganda.
Uganda. I wonder how many of us, because we like to talk Nyabingi stuff, and Nyabingi mean that and this to that and that, and some of us don't know that Nyabingi #1 is a woman. And those of us who know of Queen Nyabingi, some of us, we don't even know her real name. And her real name is
Mahamasa.
Mahamasa, give thanks, you know.
Yeah. It has a Z though.
It has a Z.
Yeah, it's spelled it's funny, it's spelled MUHUMUZA.
All right.
If you have a pen and pad.
Listen, family, I don't think you understand what's going on here. How many of you are part of the International Homeschool Program? You see, if you were, and you really take your time to understand, even when you just listen to you could see as many times I'm searching for a word, or I'm searching for a name, or I'm searching for a date, or I'm searching for a country, or I'm searching for a time. And you know, the princess is right there and she just fill it in easy, like nothing. And a lot of the knowledge that you would hear the Honorable Prince and the Princess come with, whether it's the key Swahili word or the scientific fact of the day, you know, it's self-taught. You know, it's not as if I teach them exactly what they know. I would, you know, obviously there must be a foundation. And it's not credit we take in, you know, just reality. There must be a foundation to crank up the engine and get it going. But then nature will take its course, you know, after that. So I'm very honored, you know, to be the father of these people here, you know, and proud as well, as they would say. And I'm also honored that I will be co-presenting with DI on Sunday as it relates to our, you know, speaking about the Africa's woman warriors on the front line. Just give us a list before we talk about Queen Nzinga. Just give us a few names that we are going to hear. Maybe a few that some of us not even familiar with.
Well, we're going to be talking about Queen Ya Asantewaa. We're going to be talking about Nehanda, Mbuya Nehanda.
Mbuya Nehanda. How many of you know about Mbuya Nehanda? Okay.
We're also going to be talking about the queen that fought against, the Senegalese queen that fought against the French. Her name is Ndate Yala.
Okay.
Yeah, for those of you who are listening, who are watching us Senegal. You might know about this queen. You might know a lot about her too.
Bless everyone in Senegal.
Yes, blessed love to everybody in Senegal. And we're also going to be talking about, Queen Nzinga, Queen Yasantua, Queen Nehanda. We're going to be talking about Queen Ranavalona of Madagascar.
Okay.
She's the one who forbade the practice of Christianity there.
Okay.
I'm talking about the Queen Saronia of the Azla land in Chad.
Wow. In Chad?
Yes.
Okay. Family, I mean, these are not the regular names, eh? You know, no offense to no one, you know, some of us, we don't really take the time to research. We are listener scholars, you know. No offense again, but Dr. Ben said and Dr. Clark said. We didn't read it, you know, we just heard him say so in this new internet age or on a video or on a cassette. But when you really do your own research, you know, that is when you really come out of the circle and come out of the box, you know, because, you know, in reality, when you talk about African queens, it's Queen Nzinga, yeah, Asantewa, you know, ones of this level, and even the kings. But you're carrying us now to another level. But anyway, as we know, Sunday we're going to get the full spice. Tell us a little bit about the mighty warriors here.
Well, she is the queen of she's the Mbundu queen of the Ndongo and Matamba kingdoms, which is modern day Angola. It said that she was born on.
Give me that again. What is modern day Angola? What was it called? You said
the Ndongo and Matamba kingdoms.
Okay. Give thanks.
And she was born in 1583 to a king and queen by the name of Kalunji, Kiasamba, and Kanjala.
Kalunji.
Yes. Kanjala is Kalunji's second wife.
Okay.
Nzinga's brother Mbandi was born to her father's first wife. It is said that Nzinga's mother was kidnapped from her village by the Mbundu people and was made a slave. Kalunji fell in love with her mother and wanted to marry her, but the parents rejected it. So this led to the marriage of his first wife and Mbandi being born. But Kalunji still loved Kanjala.
Kanjala.
Yes, Kanjala.
Beautiful.
Yes, and so he married her, but she's an outsider, a jaga, which means outsider.
Okay.
Yeah, and he had 3 daughters. Nzinga is the eldest. Then there's Kafunji. Then there's Makambu and Kafunji. And Nzinga, she was said to be her father's favorite child. She was stronger, she was smarter, and even faster than. Yes.
All right, Honorable Princess. I think we're gonna leave some for Sunday, and I myself looking forward to that presentation. I mean, I would have something to say too, but obviously, I think this is your lane to be square with you. Eh? So give thanks for such presence, and you know, as you know, the Chalice talk continues. Yes, family, I'm gonna set myself. We're gonna talk about Psalm 77. Give thanks, Princess. So remember, all you have to do is to contact us at priestisaacinstitute.com, priestisaacinstitute.com, and definitely, you know, you could purchase your ticket. And even when you go into the shop, since we're here, remember we have children books too. Well, these books really go along with our international homeschool program, but these books are family books written by the prince, the princess, the artist design work. The prince himself has some exclusive books on here, like the Fire Festival by the Honorable Prince Almasi, and even the international homeschool program, my family. It is not I am the professor, you know. We are co-professors with that, children interacting with children. So again, that is why I'm saying I give thanks, Honorable Prince and Princess. I'm quite honored, and it's going to be a wonderful sit down on Sunday. So again, blessed love and give thanks. What I'm going to do, we're going to just give a little more of the Night of the Black Tiger, and then I'm going to go into the reasoning. Give thanks, princess.
Blessed love.
Blessed love.
That shall take away the sins of the world. So he's saying, baptizing the Messiah as the Anubis as well is the anointer. Mosiah Garvey on the 27th day of March 1928 in Elvis Park spoke of the prince that shall be crowned king in Ethiopia, and he shall be your liberator. The northeastern side of Warwick Hill, Mosiah Garvey himself said, "Me see the angel of the Lord rising the red, black, and green upon the mountain top." Some historians speak of Marcus Mosiah Garvey conducting a play wherein a king and queen was crowned in Ethiopia. Some even go as far as to say it was not a speech that he gave, although this has been recorded. It was a play that was done. Even if it was a play, remember, all stories belong to an answer, meaning that we as a cultural people, we are known to express our theology, our culture, even our history in these allegorical forms, in speech, in dance, in song, even in the theater. And a king and queen was crowned in Ethiopia. The same forerunner aspect is seen in the last book of the known Old Testament. In the book of Malachi, where it says that Elijah shall come to turn the hearts of the fathers unto the children and the hearts of the children unto the fathers, lest I come and smite thee with a curse. And the John the Baptist figure is styled as the said Elijah that shall return, where Elijah himself went up in a whirlwind, where Marcus Mosiah Garvey himself speaks strongly of returning in the whirlwind. But on another level, it is he, Marcus Garvey, once more, that really turned the hearts of the children back to their fathers and mothers. It is he that turned the hearts of the fathers and mothers back to the children. So again, he woke us up to our anciency, to our history, to our culture, to ourselves. That's the children turning to the fathers. It is he, Marcus Garvey, that brought Pan-Africanism to life, that brought forward that oneness and unity of United States of Africa. That is the fathers and the mothers turning to the children again. So if you can comprehend what damage the transatlantic slave trade and what followed after did to the mentality of a people, you would appreciate the work that was done by Mosiah Garvey of breaking the shackles and chains off of our mental state. The Black Tiger.
Look for me in a whirlwind or a storm. Look for me all around you. For with God's grace, I shall come back with countless millions of black men and women who have died in America, those who have died in the West Indies, and those who have died in Africa to aid you in the fight for liberty, freedom, and life.
Huracan, the Olmec god of wind. Look for me in the whirlwind, the mighty prophet said. Look for me in the tornado, in the earthquake, in the thunderstorm.
All right, I won't give you no more of that. Give thanks to the Night of the Black Tiger. And remember, for sure, you could definitely order this through the website. That's the Night of the Black Tiger. And, you know, we're going to have a special until the 10th of December. And the 10th of December is a very important day. In fact, and we're going to be speaking a bit about the 10th of December, you know, before we seal up here. I really hope you have time to sit with us. You know, Chalice Talk is not for the weekend. Chalice Talk is not for the 10-minute and the 5-minute people, unless, you know what I mean? Chalice Talk is for he who can endure until the end. See, that's why you got to bring a chalice. How long we doing Chalice Talk? We got like a year, yeah? Maybe, yeah? I think we got a full year. Maybe, maybe not. But you see, Chalice Talk, that's why we've been encouraging ones, get your chalice faster. And so you can stuff it and come and partake and come with some good food, prepare for Sabbath. We encourage them that are the same time zone as us to be early for the Sabbath, come in and sitting and supping, you know, hoping Chalice Talk go live soon on the next level, but everything is time. So anyway, it's Chalice Talk, so you're here to spend a little moment with I, but until the 10th of December, listen, what are we going to do, Princess? This is something else. Anyone that order The Night of the Black Tiger, this documentary you're watching here, it's just $20. It ain't nothing too big. See, just $20. I'm going to give them a whole month free of the Tiger's Nest radio program. You understand? If you order this before the 10th of December. Hear this now. If you order this on the 10th of December, you still have plenty of good time. But if you order this now, those who subscribe to the Shock of the Hour, not the Shock of the Hour, the Tiger's Nest, the Tiger's Nest, of course, before the same 10th of December, and I will explain the 10th of December. Okay. They will get the Night of the Black Tiger with their order. Yeah. I'm going to show you how open we are. Anyone that had subscribed for a month of the Tiger's Nest, I'm taking my time and talk, and I'm going to repeat this right now. Anyone that had subscribed to the Tiger's Nest after the 3rd of November, which was our Patron's Day, which is our anniversary day, Menelik's coronation day. They have a right to the Night of the Black Tiger, but they'd have to contact us and let us know. So you see what's going on. So the Night of the Black Tiger, family, this is obviously a good sit down. It's about just an hour and 15 minutes, a nice little compact documentary, as you could see, and clearly bringing it to the mystics and history and prophecy right there for you. And a good watch for the family, you know, well entertaining, to be very honest. And the youths are there, you know, so you should get it. And if you get this, we give you a whole month of the Tiger's Nest, and the other way around as well. All right, so the 10th of December, that may be the key to start right there, you know, because what I'm doing here, what I just told you just came to mind, you know, just watching the Tiger's Nest. I mean, I know everyone should be seeing the Tiger's Nest in all form. Not the Tiger's Nest, what do you call it thing here? The Night of the Black Tiger. It's all about tigers. It's tigers and tigers. That's what's going on. I didn't even check that. It's just the Tiger's flow. The Tiger's Nest and the Night of the Black Tiger. Hey, remember Youth University, hosted by the Honorable Princess Acacia Menon and Prince Almasi every Monday, 4 p.m. to 4:30. Enough work's going on, Rasta. So give thanks, you know, enough love and vibes to all members of this Congress. Wow, I gotta pack this chalice again, man. Yeah, man, that was like that. That was just like what do you call it? Introduction, something there, some little thing. No, not even that. Just starting up, warming up. That was a warm up pipe. All right, here we go. You see how she did giving me all the words that we choose from. Now, since I said that, the 10th of December. Do you know what the 10th of December stands for? The 10th of December is, now I have several choices that I could start with. I could start by saying the 10th of December is, or I could say the 10th of December is, or I could say the 10th of December is, or I could say the 10th of December is. That's 4 different things going on that one day, the 10th of December. Let me start with this one. The 10th of December is what is known as Human Rights Day. So on that day, the 10th of December, you know, you would hear from the United Nations, it goes into a lot of depth with the Declaration of Human Rights. In fact, there's some protests taking place internationally right now that they, is either a protest or a hunger strike, something strange to that degree. Not strange, maybe I shouldn't say strange. Strange is not the right term. Strange is not the right term, pardon me, because I don't want to discredit the cause. I can't even exactly remember the cause, but anyway, the point I'm making is that they are ending the cause on the 10th of December, which is Human Rights Day. Okay, I don't know why I would call it stranger. Now, Human Rights Day, of course, again, human rights, the Declaration of Human Rights, and everyone is entitled to a nationality, and everyone, you know, have the right of religion and these different things. So, and of course, this is something that the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards himself speaks of continually. So when you hear us speak about freedom, redemption, and international repatriation, one of the things that stands out is the whole aspect of the Declaration of Human Rights. So you'd hear the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards speak of Declaration of Human Rights, Article 1 to 15 to 30. You hear him drop that all the time. Now, so that's an outstanding day as an international day. And of course, that's a day that the eyes go on, or should go on, you know, where humans are being abused and these different things, human trafficking, child abuse, domestic abuse, you know, all of that when it comes to suppression of freedom of movement across the earth, even like what is going on right now in the world. That Human Rights Day, this is a day when a lot of these issues will be addressed. Now, the 10th of December is also, so make note of that, Human Rights Day. The 10th of December is also what is known as in astronomical terms, or in the astronomical world, the 10th of December is officially the rising of the constellation known as Orion. What does that mean? Now, just like a full moon, when the moon is full, it actually comes up at the same time as the sun is going down. That's just the reality of it. That's what the full moon is. So the night, 24 hours after the full moon, the moon will not rise when the sun is setting. In fact, the sun will set and the moon will, the moon will come up several minutes after. And then every evening, the time just goes and expands and expands and expands until you meet a new moon. And what a new moon is, when the sun is rising, the new moon is rising with the sun at the same time, because the moon is actually with the sun. And I'm speaking obviously from our perspective on planet Terra, or planet Earth, looking, if you want to say, out into space, if you want to use these terms. But the point is, from our perspective, that's how it appears. So in the same way that the sun is setting and the moon is rising at the same time, on the 10th of December, when the sun is setting in the western horizon, at that very same time, the belt of Orion will be coming over the eastern horizon. You know, obviously flat plane, you know, we're speaking of in its understanding of the earth. Now, even now, at this time, when you go out in the evening sky, you do see Orion early and bright, you know. But the science is now the alignment, the perfect alignment, because the stars are moving in the sense of they do that. That's a mystic thing I said a while ago. But the movement of the stars, and remember, we're talking about the apparent movement. I think what's happening here, I am somewhat attempting not to go into the academics of it and the science of it to break down certain things. But if I have to, I guess that's just what it is. Because the stars now, the sidereal day is 4 minutes removed every day from the solar day, basically, yeah. The sidereal day is removed 4 minutes every day from the solar day. So the sun rises and a star rises with the sun in the morning, whether you see the star or not. But the star is coming up at the same time with the sun in the morning. It's basically, you know, very close to the sun from our vision. The next day is going to come up 4 minutes after the sun. The next day, 8 minutes, then 12 minutes, and it goes on because the heavens is a living thing. The heavens is alive. You just got to keep that in mind. So 6 months after, Orion is not going to be rising with the sun. Orion will be around the sun because of the movements thereof. The heavens is moving and the heavens is alive, really. That's why it's called the astronomical clock. So again, just for clarity, just so you could comprehend, you know. Again, so on that day, the same Human Rights Day, the 10th of December, that very same day is the day when Orion is perfectly coming over the horizon when the sun is setting. Good. Not the day after, not the day before, and obviously not the other days. Good. The 10th of December is also referred to in Sumer. In Sumer now, Sumer is who's saying this, and those who do not know, Sumer is where you have ancient Iraq. Ancient Iraq is Sumer. And but to be honest, to say that too, that's another thing, you know. We can't just say that. That's a very broad statement to say ancient Iraq is Sumer, and it's not exactly so. Sumer itself would be located in parts of what is called Iraq today, because you have to remember, like Mesopotamia is not necessarily Sumer. Some of us, we just wrap everything in one and say, well, you know, Iraq is Mesopotamia, also known as Sumer. No, not so. I think Mesopotamia means land between the rivers. Remember, the river Euphrates and the river Tigris run through the same Iraq. You know, Sumer itself, it has a different border than Mesopotamia. But anyway, Sumer is considered by accepted academia today to be, if not the oldest civilization, which I don't agree with that really, but I'll get to that. But mostly, it's, you know, in social science and social studies, they would tell you that Sumer is the oldest civilization. In hardcore archaeology, they cannot try that. Not even with a spit, they could try that. What they hold up when it comes to that, more on archaeological, yes, but more on even paleontological level. The arguments they cannot win, but they hold fast to this argument that Sumer is the father of writing. So like writing started in Sumer, not Egypt, because Sumer is 4,000 years BC. And I guess Egypt is like 300 years or something after them. Imagine what they played with there. So, and we understand that ancient Kemet, when what's the good brother that united Kemet's name there? Yes, that's him. No, ancient Kemet, Nama. Yeah, no, Nama, the Nama tablets. When he came to unite Kemet, so where did he come from? Did he just jump out to the sky? That's what I'm saying, right? This is where they start the Kemetic history from, 3100 BCE. And that is when Nama united the two lands. So which two lands he united? To get a civilization that built in step pyramids. With that just overnight. So as soon as he unite these two lands, that's the level they are, that they building mastabas and step pyramids and with this high scientific writing and understanding. It started before he united the two lands. Obviously, I mean, and how long did these two lands exist to reach to a level that united them could bring this? No, it's just common sense, you know. It is just common sense. And then this is not just guesswork. I mean, archaeology has discovered so many things in Kemet and even South Africa that way past Sumer. Oh my. But you see, I think we've done enough programs where we see that everything is just an agenda. By now, I think you sit and you follow what we does be talking about, especially on the tiger's nest, because you know the things we can't talk about here on YouTube. Well, at least not me, it seems like. I hear other people go deep into stuff, but once I say book, oh, we're gonna give you a strike there now. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Hope you get on soon. And if you have any claim, just this and that. No, but that's what happened. It happened at least how much times? At least 4 times. At least 4 times. And the subject areas are always similar subject areas that they say they give a strike for. And the videos that they take down. I'm telling you, family, straight up. You know, so the point is really that with Sumer, to me, it's not an argument between Kemet and Sumer. It's all, they're all products of ancient Kush. They're all products of ancient Kush. Even the Bible speaks of it like that, in its allegorical sense. That's the allegory that Mizraim and them people here was children of Kush. That's what it is. That's what the brethren said in his book, The Destruction of Black Civilization. Egypt was the daughter of Ethiopia. Now, if you were to do that in an allegorical sense and do a story about it, it would sound like if a woman named Ethiopia had a daughter named Egypt. And then, you know, that's really how a lot of things are written in a lot of sacred books. Egypt is the daughter of Ethiopia. Mizraim is the son of Cush. Egypt is the son of Ethiopia, and so is Sumer. And it's all Black people. So it's no big argument. I hope you understand that, family. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying now, in Sumer, they say Sumer is where astronomy began. Again, that's very debatable, but still no argument. And the 10th of December, according to the Sumerian writings, I hope you're listening, family. The 10th of December, according to the Sumerian writings, is what is known as the rising of the shepherd of Anu and the twins. Now, when I first read that, actually it was not in any relation whatsoever with the constellation of Orion. And the constellation of Orion, family, we have a whole series called the Cosmic Code. And sorry to just stop there, because, you know, sometimes when you want to make sure your audience understand, and you know that, because this ain't no joke thing we are here, you know that you have something to offer wherein this could be just like, you know, even the homeschool, I'm telling you, but we have a package called the Cosmic Code. That's at least 9 hours, family. Explaining, I would say from scratch, how to read the heavens, straight up, especially theologically. The cosmic code, it's 4 videos, like 2+ hours each. University style explanation. You don't even see my face. Let's put it that way. It's just, you know, full PowerPoint presentation. I don't even remember the cost. It's right there on the, I think it's, man, I think it's like $40 or something, man. Come on. Don't feel no way when I say come on. I was just saying that's good for what I know it is, eh? I mean, going into like 9 hours, man, worth of just solid astronomy, you know, fullness. And I still will say again, because since people are rising their head wanting to know, oh, who certified me? Yes, I'm certified in the field of archaeoastronomy. You understand? From the University Politecnico della Milano. Italian, imagine that. Man had to go to the Italian halls to get a paper to tell my people are here. I can tell them this now because the Italians certified me. Imagine that. It's almost a shame, really, that it has to go to that. So what I'm showing you, family, this is important, man. Just work with me. Yeah. So Suma, I'm showing you. Suma is saying that the 10th of December is the rising of the shepherd of Anu. And check the cosmic code, eh? Go into the shop of the website and cosmic code. So Suma, the shepherd of Anu, even the book Anu. So, you know, we have already decoded the high science with Antigua and Anu. And, you know, Anu is the ancient name for God. And the city of Anu is Heliopolis. Heliopolis is a serious place. The city of Anu, the city of On. Okay, so in Suma, they say that the 10th of December is the rising of the shepherd of Anu and the twins. Now, remember, just above the constellation of Sahu or Orion, really the name is Sahu. That's another thing. The real name is Sahu. The constellation of Sahu, also known as Orion. Above Sahu is Gemini, the twins. So that's Castor and Pollux, but that's really Huansa, also known as Shu and Tefnut, you know? So the twins above Orion. So obviously when Orion is rising, the twins are just at an angle off, but they're really rising with Orion at the same time. And when I say an angle off, I'm talking astronomy here. Now in Suma, as I said, the first time I read that, it wasn't referencing anything with astronomy. They were just saying that according to the cylinders or the Sumerian cuneiform, they were expressing that the 10th of December is the rising of the shepherd of Anu and the twins. And they were more speaking on a mythological level, to be honest. But now I myself, into astronomy, could tell you that, but wait, the 10th of December is the rising of Orion. So I put the two together, obviously, because if Suma is the beginning of astronomy, I would assume that they would know that the 10th of December is the rising of Orion. And Orion or Sahu also comes with the twins, the shepherd and the twins, the shepherd of Anu and the twins. You understand? So that's deep, really. So you have 3 key dates now. So that's why the United Nations, they know what's going on, you know, the Declaration of Human Rights. Because remember, HAILE SELASSIE is Sahu. Remember, HAILE SELASSIE is the Orion. We already hear the interview with Bill McNeil. You heard what Bill McNeil says? And he's one of the chief drafter or draftmen, pardon me, wow, of the Declaration of Human Rights. HAILE SELASSIE I, one of the chief architects of the same Declaration of Human Rights. So it's no mistake that they, give me a little sign there, guys. So it's no mistake that the black God himself would have the, what you call it, the Declaration of Human Rights on the day when Sahu or Orion is rising. It's just understanding, you know, this is very serious. Because remember that Haile Selassie I gave the obelisk to the what's his name there? Secretary General Utan. Secretary General Utan is or was the Secretary General of the United Nations. And when Haile Selassie I addressed the United Nations in 1963, this is when he went to the United States and he met Kennedy's John F. Kennedy. At the same time, he was on Meet the Press. And when he addressed the League of Nations, or the United Nations, pardon me, in 1963, this is the time he made that famous speech. And when he speaks up until the philosophy, etc. So at that time, he presented Secretary General Utan with what is known as the Tekken. The Tekken, also the Tekkenu, which I think is plural. The Tekken is what they call the obelisk. And you see, family, I'm telling you the mystics, you know. This is Chalice Talk. The reason why I don't even have these slides up, because Chalice Talk is lick the chalice, burn the chalice, and talk. So I don't have planned what I have to say. It's just coming and flowing, you know. So the Tekken now, Haile Selassie brought a replica of the Tekken or the obelisk to the United Nations. What is the obelisk? Remember, the obelisk is the erected penis of Asa or Osiris. Osiris from Kemet, Osiris, when they cut him up into 14 or 16 pieces. The penis was lost. They couldn't find it. But Isis put the body together and he was resurrected and became the constellation of Sahu. So as I've always said before, Emperor Haile Selassie I became Orion, or became the constellation of Sahu after he resurrected, after the whole exile, after the 5th of May to the 5th of May. Very important season for those who, you know, keep up with what we just be doing here on the tube and everything else. You would understand where we are coming from. Very, very, very important season in the understanding of Rastafari and its theology too. So when the king came out of that Amenta, just like Asa, because Asa went into the Amenta first before he became Orion. So when he came out of the Amenta, he became Orion. It's very important, you know, because it's Orion we're talking about. I know we say we're talking about Psalm 77, but this is Chalice Talk, and it's there where I'm going. Pardon me, but so you go. Yeah. Hey, give thanks, princess. This is a Lego cup, eh? Lego get a big plug here. Rastafari. This belongs to the young prince scientist. Young Prince Albert. All right. What was I saying? Yeah, so the obelisk now, again, is the symbol of Asa or Osiris's penis. So you see the obelisk in the Washington's monument, that's an obelisk. You see them in Egypt, you see them in Ethiopia, Kemet, you see them in Ethiopia, Kush, Abyssinia, in Aksum. And you have replicas all over the world. And some of them are not replicas, some of them are stolen goods, like the one in St. Peter's Square. That's a stolen obelisk from Ethiopia or one of these places with a cross on top. Them fellas put a cross on top. Every Sunday they come out, you know, every Sunday His Holiness come out and thou shalt not steal. Now a stolen Tekken right in the middle and everybody around it. That's the centerpiece. Nobody saying, well, you know, That's not really ours, you know. Yes, we stole it from the Ethiopians. Yes. Let the Lord forgive us. We must take it back. That's just there. Do dare not trouble that one there. But anyway, so when Haile Selassie presented that, it represented the resurrection of Asa. Because that's Osiris phallic there. That's what it is. That's where it comes from. That's the concept where it comes from. And Haile Selassie, who, as we have showed you, even in the Master of Ceremonies, fulfill Osiris fully. I think everyone gets that one for sure. And the fact that he now brings the same obelisk and give it to the Secretary General, and then, listen, and then he went and spoke. Follow that. Because him speaking at the United Nations, you know, made him the only head of state to address the United Nations and the League of Nations. Nobody else ever do that and will ever do that. It can't happen. The League of Nations, done. He's the only head of state to address the League of Nations. But he's only head of state to address them both. And one of the outstanding things about the Orion constellation, as it's called, is that its belt, the same 3 stars that align with the pyramid, its belt is on the equator of the heavens. It's on the celestial equator, Orion's belt. So half of Orion is in the northern hemisphere of the sky and half is in the south. From the waist up, as he stands with his shield and his sword, is in the northern hemisphere. And from his waist down, with his feet, is in the southern hemisphere. And that is how I know the world is not upside down, but that's the next story. We've done a video on that, because the heavens, how the heavens is set, explains the understanding, and what would appear to be up is to the north in all constellations, in everything that's in the heavens. Very clear constellations too, from Leo to the constellations out there that no one could tell me is not the hand of God formed that to give you a message. And I think we've gone through that many times. So just showing you the science of the Orion, I think this is important to the reasoning, or the Sahu, in relation to Haile Selassie. Because when he addressed them, remember the science is that half of Asa is on the south and half is on the north of the celestial equator. There's hardly any other constellation that exercises that unique, perfect divide. Only maybe the serpent holder. And we'd have to examine that properly. Now listen to me, family. The reason why I'm showing you that is because the Bible speaks of a mighty angel with 1 foot on water and 1 foot on land, controlling the both divides. That's what it means. Half on the southern hemisphere, half on the northern hemisphere, controlling the both divides. The only head of state to address the League of Nations and the United Nations. Stop for a second. Do you understand the importance, if not the importance, the significance of the League of Nations? That was the governing body of the world. And there was nothing like that in known history, you know. Follow me good. That was the governing body of the world. I mean, recently, relatively modern history, or maybe history in general, that was the governing body that ran the world. So when the king come and pull the plug on that, that's not a joke. The league was dead, the man said. Here the other reporter, this is the most dramatic scene ever at the League of Nations, or something like that. Hey, look, it's just a joy for me. Hey, very Chalice, man. This is just a wonderful vibe. So what I'm saying is that so it's important that you comprehend the importance of these, or the significance again of these so-called bodies here, the United Nations and the League of Nations. That this man is the only man to talk to both of them on an official level. That is serious. Well, not serious, Orion, you know, serious the star. Yeah, it is Orion, the constellation. That's him. That's him. And then remember, it's not as if we just using that, you know, everything is well in order. The 72 nations that came and bowed before him is what? Is the same 72 in the Osiris story. 72 in the Osiris story that came and bowed before Osiris and then threw him in the coffin and cut him up into 16 pieces. And that's why we use 16 in our book. For those who have the book, The Heavens Declare the Glory, all of that you can get on the website, family. Yeah, that's it. We have it. So I'm going to tell you what we have it. I don't know how to say this. The Heavens Declare the Glory. That is a marvelous read. Eh? Sometimes we just don't want to say it ourselves, but I'm telling you, there's nothing that can dispute the connection that we make as it relates to Haile Selassie first and the heavens. Now with the Orion constellation and the Osiris, I should say, he was cut into 16 pieces. And these 16 pieces represents the 16, Article 16 of the League of Nations, of which they you know, went in disagreement with. So they broke the protocol then. Article 16 clearly shows that, and that's where you have the whole aspect of collective security, that any member of the league that attack another member of the league, then that member of the league, all the other members of the league must, you know what I mean, sever themselves. I think that's the exact term, sever themselves from the miscreant, which was Mussolini at the time. Article 16. They voted and all sorts of things, and they didn't do a thing about it. So that was the 16 pieces. But Osiris, 72, came back to life exactly 5 years, 5th of May to the 5th of May, 36 to 41. So everything is in order. No one can deny none of these things. The head god Osiris in him. Not Osiris Ryan, Osiris, okay. And then the same Osiris or Asa is the one that resurrect and become Orion. So how the emperor become Orion or Sahu? Number one, he used the symbol of Osiris resurrected penis again. Yes, the erected, resurrected, and presented to the league, the new League of Nations, the United Nations, and then go and address it. That's the Orion Day, family, as simple as it looks. It's not that make him it, you know. He just used these things to show you who he is. So again, yeah. I'm glad we do this in Chalice Talk. It was something else we would have to say. Well, time is on us. We got to wrap up soon. Yeah. It'd be nice if you get this on the Sabbath. So, and it's a class too. 3 things now. 10th of December. 10th of December is what? Human Rights Day. Declaration of Human Rights Day. The rising of Orion on an astronomical level. Not necessarily the rising of Gemini because of, as I said, the angle that they have, but still. But in Sumer, the 10th of December by date is the day of the rising of the shepherd of Anu and the twins. All right, wow. We see, family, I had to tell you all of this, you know. So for those of you who are serious about knowledge, you know, not just wanting no quick thing. This is not a quick thing program. Those who really want real knowledge, and especially as it deals with King Emmanuel, you would understand the weight behind the next 10th of December. Wow. Psalm 77. Wow. So the 10th of December, 1993. The Honorable King Emmanuel had a unique feast. A feast known as the Feast of the Passover. And before this feast, 10th of December, King Emmanuel sent out letters. I think all in Africa man get letter, where King Emmanuel asking them to come. He calling for a delegation. To come and he looking for delegations to come to the hill because he looking to make a move. Now, what I'm saying here is, trust me, family, I can't go into no detail right now, but this is years of, maybe decades of my research within this Congress, and elders and those who were there. Yes, sometimes one account may be slightly different from the other account, but Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, but you know, the main aspect outline of the story. Right, good. So, let's go. So, he asked for ones to come in because he's gonna make a move. Just so. 10th of December, 1993. Big celebration. So that celebration never rise before. Remember, we have plenty different celebrations. We have the 7th of January, we have which is Christmas, which is the next, if I would say, the next big celebration, because we just rank them big and small, it seems like. Like the 10th coming up, but I guess that's a small. But we have the 7th of January, 7th of February, New Year, 1st of March, which is the Congress Day, 21st of April, visitation, the Emperor to Jamaica, 25th of May, which is African Liberation Day, 23rd of July, the King Earth Day, 1st of August, Emancipation Day, 17th of August, the Mighty Prophet Marcus Garvey Earth Day. Then you have November 2nd, which is Coronation Day, and back to the 10th of December. These are Bobo Shanti Day. You have Woman Freedom Liberation Day, the 23rd of March, the 25th of March is which one? I think it's the 23rd. I think it's Empress Men Earth Day, the 25th of March. Yes, but these are Bobo Shanti, basically celebration day. I personally, there are many other days within, I don't know if we oversaturated with celebrations, but there are other days that I think are important, like the 7th of October. I always think that's the day HAILE SELASSIE got crowned Negus. The 27th of September, which is the day that, which is Mascal, by the way, but that's the day that Tafari became a Rastafari. or Rastafari. So as we saying we are Rastafari, that's the day he got that specific name as such, that combination of title and name. So I think that's an important day. Some other days, you know, yeah, that within Ethiopia, although we have the 7th of February, New Year, we know why, you know, but you know, the 11th of September does have a serious power to, you know, that's considered the day of the resurrection of Orion, not Orion, of Osiris, really. And it's also connected to John the Divine, John the Baptist is like a John the Baptist day. So there's so many other vibration we can look into. But the 10th of December now, as Bobo Shanti, that was the first 10th of December we ever had. That same one there, that's the first 10th of December that we ever had. And that's the only 10th of December that King Emmanuel Charles Edwards ever shared. So remember, we have all, yes, even resurrection. Yeah, I just remember resurrection, the whole Lenten period as well. So remember the Father, all of them celebrations, some of them going way back to Bacawal. Yes, the Woman Freedom Liberation League started in the 80s. And, you know, things may be implemented, but these are celebrations that are going way back. But then this new celebration arrives, which we keep up every year. Some people say it was supposed to be a one-time event. But as I said, there's so many other mystics about that day, and I know King Emmanuel knows this. So he called for the feast on the rising of Orion. He called for the feast on the rising of the shepherd of Anu. He called for the feast on Human Rights Day, the Declaration of Human Rights Day. I know for sure he know that. So terrestrial and celestial, the king come with all understanding and call for a feast where he tell his congregation he looking to make a move. So the long and short of it, in 1994, he make a move. And that move now was on the 31st day of May. Some people argue that that day is the day that he was actually born, in 1914. And to be honest, that is an issue that recently became a talking point, because all my years in this Congress, that date never came up. There was never a date. In fact, to be honest, because I'm not in spook vision, I know the king come out of a womb, but the point is, he never celebrated a day, but he celebrated Christmas. So who is the 7th of January we celebrated? Talk good now. Who you tell me? Jesus Christus, right? Okay, all right. Yeah. Who is Jesus Christus? Because they say King Emmanuel don't have an earth day. They don't know his earth day. But you cannot tell me that one of them days of the year don't belong to the day he come out of his mother's womb. You can try and I hear man add some real spooky flavor to the thing. That is the same Christ that went up into heaven and he shrink back down to a little baby, and all kind of different talk. Well, listen, I'm dealing with this realistically. And I've always held within my own spirit that the 7th of January is really the King Earth. That's the real Christ there. Yeah. All them Bible characters, to be straight, you can feel away if you want. I don't know them. I know him. I know him. But anyway, what I'm saying is this. So, if the 31st of May is really his born day, 1914, that would be very, very mystic, because the 31st of May, 1994 is the same day that it is reported to us, who wasn't there, that he laid down his structure. So that is exactly 80 years to the day. 80 years, 80. Although they have ones that argue that that man older than 80. And when I say older, not 82 and 83, like gone into the hundreds. But you see, to go into all them dynamics right now, I'm telling you, you're going to just go more than the time we done at here already. So I'm showing you, family, that, remember, this is a mystic man. You don't have to so-called believe that he is Christ and the Black Christ and all of them things, and King Emmanuel and all of that. It's up to you. But no one can deny, well, you can't deny that neither, really, because I'm here to show you clearly that's undeniable. You check the documentary 7, I am here, brother. That can't be denied no more. Nobody can come deny this. But outside of the academics of the theology there, the man himself, you can't deny that that's a mystic man. Everyone know that. That's a mystic man, a science man. We all know that. To just start to pull out the different stories of the man even control the elements. Okay? Stories from the elders, all King Pre-Shimran speak of as a youth when the Hurricane Gilbert was coming through and everyone packed up in King Emmanuel house, and all the house except the office and I think some other place was blown down flat, fence and tabernacle done gone. And Gilbert rattling Jamaica, for those of you who know that history there, the hurricane rattling Jamaica. And they say, Jah right in the center of everyone standing up, packed together, free and unfree, everyone pack up together. Pre-Shimran word, eh? Say, yeah, man, Jah licking him chalice, and when he says a youth, he see like the not the roof, the house now, King Emmanuel house raising up. Like you could see it coming up now, and King Emmanuel said, Marcus is me in here, And he said he can remember the house just drop back down, bam. It sounds like if the wind just walk away. Yeah, and I hear other elders testify to that was there. You understand? Even on the Honorable Priest Daniel's program, King Chalice Priest Daniel's program, the Honorable Priest Danny was given an account very, very similar to that. And as we said before, when the Honorable Priest Daniel was here with us, those of you who are Bobo Shanti, specifically the Sunday reasoning, and even the previous programs that he did with the Honorable Empress Maisie and the Honorable Empress, what's our Empress there? Honorable Empress Pet. And my sister in Ethiopia there. Lily May and Honorable Empress Lily May. Yeah, man, so marvelous programs, these empresses and priests Headley and, some mighty ones come down with in their reasoning and understanding, especially those who know the culture. And I see they call out a lot for those who have walked with the Father and would understand, the nitty-gritty of the thing. You see, even I myself, I'm speaking secondary when it comes to them kind of information. I'm getting it. I may get it because I don't talk what I guess and believe, when it comes to the historical aspect. A lot of what I'm telling you, I could detail who tell me when, where, and how, and why. Maybe 3 ones told me and I say, okay, I understand, and I put it together properly, but it's not me just making it up. So it's very important that we see it that way. And these time is moving on. These elders that have taught me a lot that are not even here anymore, like the Honorable Priest Bobby. You know what I'm saying? So this is reality. So these elders that the Honorable Priest Daniel gathered together on the Sunday morning program there is a marvelous team. And all Bobo Shanti should try their best to at least listen in get some good culture in. And I like to hear when the elders talk, to be very honest, you know, because I mean, yeah, I think I know, you know, I don't want to turn the honorable prophet short, no way, you know, but yeah, man, the elders are the ones that that have the direct information, and honorable priest Jesus as well does be there, who have the real culture. And it's a great program that one should check it on, you know. Yes, give thanks. Yeah. So Selassie, Jah Rastafari. So really again, so 1994 was that movement of step off, according to those who were there. And that will lead me straight now into the program that I promised you, which is understanding of King Emmanuel and Psalms 70 and 7. Now, really, the reason why I'm picking Psalm 70 and 7, and even this is a bit ticklish, because no one yet has given me the exact Psalms of the day on the 31st day of May. But all accounts have been that the Psalms were in the 70s. Even as I'm speaking here. But you see, it would have to be ones that were right there. Ones that, you know, on the front line, or who get the word, or who keep up with these things. So for sure, within that time frame, the Psalms were the 70s. And Psalm 72 and so on. Psalm 77 stood out to me as it relates to this event. Because remember now, the reality is King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. Bobo Shanti look at King Emmanuel Charles Edwards as not just Christ, as God. This is God in flesh now. Of all the ages, God come and sit with us. And God come to advocate for freedom, redemption, and international repatriation. And God have his parliament, and God have his church, and God have his committee, and God have his government, God have his sabbath, God have his empress principles, and God on the hill, God in Jamaica, God born in Chalice, and God running a government, and everybody happy, enough service and fasting and Lent, and everybody pretty and money making and everything good, guys. God Almighty here, and he advocating for freedom, redemption, and he advocating for international repatriation. That's what God doing, Rastafari. And man trying to get to Bobo Hill, and man hear about the God, and Capleton come and look for the God, and yeah, nobody had have no crystal ball. Yeah, supper. God go through certain different things, you know. King Emmanuel, you know, and what is man may consider age and time and these different things. King Emmanuel. So that Tuesday morning, you know, the word went out early in the morning, the word went out throughout the camp from different angles. And many elders could recount to me what they were doing, how they were feeling, and what struck them and how they reacted. Again, this is God with us. Nobody expect that to happen. Nobody expect that. I don't think there was a bubble in sight that could say, well, yes, well, kings, to be honest, I may expect that, you know. Because man is just a man. I know the father, no, I don't think so. I mean, if there is, but I never get that impression. And even if one could think realistically, it's still something that never really would come to mind. A lot of things happen even after that day, before the time of that, and before the time of the putting down of the body in the box and in the hole, and service and ceremony go around. That's a serious thing. Up to today, one's argue about performing funeral and these different things and rites. But sometimes I say, but in the case of King Emmanuel in 1994, when they said that he put down the structure, I wasn't there. So I'm just telling you what one said. What is that? Everyone was there. Well, not everyone, but many ones were there. Black over white. That's a serious thing. Yeah, man. That's a serious thing. Nobody expect that to happen. Man afraid. Man get weak. Man get sick. Man and woman vomiting, cold sweat. People lose faith. You think it's an easy thing? Anybody that around, anybody that ever died, you know the feeling. So imagine you there now, in whatever mind frame you have, whether you right or wrong, but you're not looking for this man to leave no flesh. Your plans is to go to Africa. He done send man to Africa 2 years prior to that. So you're not looking for this. This is not what you expect at all. I hope this is not too heavy for some of you. This is just reality. Man need to stop hiding and pretend they don't want to talk about this thing. So tell me what happened there. Don't make up no story now. And it's much later than what I'm saying to it. Trust me, there are many things. Trust me. Many things that I wouldn't even really go too far here, but many things. Let's just say internal matters as it relates to King Emmanuel. And those around him. From the elders' account, the Black Christ suffered injury at the hands of ones that even he refused to name. Now, obviously, if I'm pressed, I can tell you who tell me and give you more detail of what they tell me by name. But you see, I promise I'm not going to practice that too much because of certain things that happened in the past and other people. So I just humble myself. But I mean, I know everything I say, I can back it up and I can call the names of who tell me and give you more detail of exactly what they say. And it wasn't a lot of the things that do not sound too nice as it relates to how the elder God was treated. And that's just the fact. Those of you in this thing know what I talk about. So all the nice, pretty pictures you're watching and everything that look nice and pretty, and look the God there. The glory. But they have some mischief in the background too. You know, hear how some of the priests them talk. I done point this out already, all, you know, and I'll call on them. But interviews that were done right here on YouTube, and priests will clearly tell you, hey, if I had to tell me, you better leave now, you know, because them man up here, their heart not good. That's what, my Lord, that's what the Father tell me. So you hear that? And I mean, I hear them words around and around too. So what I'm saying is that we're not painting no romantic picture here, you know. We just show you the reality. And yeah, the Black Christ got through him little thing too, even at the hands of, let's say, his own. From all accounts. hope you understand what I say there. So from the 10th of December, he done say making a move. So the move in 1994. Just a matter of months. And a lot of ones get frantic, cold. One's intended to see King Emmanuel rise again, the same physical that they observe. Listen, I could highlight scriptures, and not just scriptures, even King Emmanuel himself highlight in the theology, or I would say the allegory of the resurrection story, that when they crucified Christ and they had him on the cross, this is King Emmanuel saying this, he, the Christ, was watching them in another physical, brutalizing that body. Wherein that may sound off, but some of the gospels that were taken out of the canon, or what became the canon now, speaks of the same thing. If it's not the gospel of Thomas or Judas, one of them gospels, where they say that it wasn't the true Christ that was crucified, but a double. You never hear that? Okay. So that's why sometimes I'm very careful with my words, because I wasn't there. I just tell you what was told to me. But there is some heavy scriptures about crucifying double. Plus, King Emmanuel himself, read the book. There's a little flat book we have, not the Black Supremacy, a next little flat book. In that book, he talks about the Mother White Bridge and certain pamphlets that talk about the Christ watching them crucify him, or the other, whatever going on, the double. Yeah, come on, Bubba Shanti, you don't know about that? Come on, that's Bubba Shanti talk. Right. So, yeah. So whatever took place in 1994, I'm just relaying it to you how it's told to me. Although I don't pride myself on being spooky, you know. Trust me, reality is just reality. I don't see nothing wrong with nature replacing itself. The man say he put down structure and raise up a next structure. You understand? So you know, big thing. I just showing you the alternatives. Trust me. But anyway, so a lot of ones are frantic. This psalm came to mind because if this psalm was read on the morning, because for those who do not know as well, Baba Shanti reads 7 psalms morning, noon, and night. Down setting, uprising, midday. Psalms reading, seven readers, priests, prophets around the tabernacle, and they set up the psalms. I think in the beginning it was really 7 priests, but right now it's a slightly different thing. So Psalms 70 and 7 for King Emmanuel the 7th. And I Adonia, Rastafari. And I found something mystic here. Let me just read it quickly. I cried unto God with my voice, even unto God with my voice, and he gave ear unto me. In the day of my trouble I sought the Lord. My soul ran in the night and ceased not. My soul refused to be comforted. I remembered God and it was troubled. I complained and my spirit was overwhelmed. The Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, the holiest mine eyes waking. I am so troubled that I cannot speak. I have considered the days of old, the years of ancient times. I call to remembrance my song in the night. I commune with my own heart, and my spirit made diligent search. Will the Lord cast off forever? Will he be favorable no more? Is his mercy clean gone forever? Does his promise fail forevermore? Hath God forgotten to be gracious? Hath he in his anger shut up his tender mercies? Selah, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, and I said, this is my infirmity, but I will remember the years of the right hand of the Most High. I will remember the works of the Lord. Surely I will remember the wonders of old. I will meditate also of all thy work and talk of thy doings. Thy way, O God, is in the sanctuary. Who is so great a God as our God? Thou art the God that doest wonders. Thou hast declared thy strength among the people. Thou hast with thine arm redeemed thy people, the sons of Jacob and Joseph. Selah. Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, the waters saw thee, O God, the waters saw thee, they were afraid, the depths also were troubled, the clouds poured out water, the sky sent out a sound, thine arrows also went abroad, the voice of thy thunder was in the heaven, the lightnings lightened the world, earth trembled and shook. Thy way is in the sea, and thy path in the great waters, and thy footsteps are not known. Thou leddest thy people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. King Emmanuel the seventh. And Donia, God, Jah, Rastafari. Repeated the 20th and final verse of the 77th Psalm. Thou leddest thy people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. Jah, Rastafari. All right, just wanted to go through it quickly, family. All right, let me just show you the mystic. Okay, you could obviously see that there is an absence of God, really, because the psalmist is crying out to God, you know, with his voice, and you know, but it starts out mystic, eh? I cried out to God with my voice, even unto God with my voice, and he gave ear unto me. That's how he starts off. Good. Now, this is more, that is more like an introduction, because it appears as if it really begins in verse 2. Let me show you. Here he says now, because verse 1 is really the completion of what is going to happen here. He cried to God and he gave him his ear. But at the start, it didn't really seem so. In the day of my trouble, I sought the Lord. My soul ran in the night and ceased not. My soul refused to be comforted. Here it is. I remembered God and was troubled. I complained and my spirit was overwhelmed. Now, just that whole aspect, I remembered God. Then he said that the Father holdeth his eyes vacant and he's troubled that he cannot speak. Now listen to this. I have considered the days of old, the years of ancient times. I call to remembrance my song in the night. I commune with my own heart and my spirit made diligent speech. Will the Lord cast off forever? Hear them questions he asking. Will he be favorable no more? Is his mercy gone clean forever? Doeth his promise fail forevermore? Wow. Hath God forgotten to be gracious? Hath he in anger shut up his tender mercies? What I'm saying, family, I was not there, right? But if the accounts I was given is correct, I could only imagine the priest reading the Psalms early in the morning, 5:30 going up to 6. And at the same time, one's discovering that something not right in King Emmanuel's room, because they said it's on his bed. Eh? They found him and he was just laying down and eyes closed and smiling. And the empress, different ones, Priest Virgo and Empress Phyllis. And man, I can tell you all the different accounts and yeah, tremble in my soul, Rasta. But anyway, I could imagine the psalm being read, this very same psalm. You have to understand the psalm. See how he talking here. Number one, he said he considered the days of old. Man that lived with God, you know, man that walked with God, people like Priest Jackson and so from Bakawal or from Harris Street or whenever, and man like Priest Bob again, you know. Obviously, it's your father you're walking with this man for 20 years or more. this ancient man, and we have plans, and you tell me this man just lay down his structure. So what gonna happen next? I mean, I could imagine that time when that happened, I wasn't even there yet. Basically, it would be a few years after that where I accept Rastafari, and not a few, a couple, literally a couple too. Years after that, I accept Rastafari, Haile Selassie the first. You know, so when you look at this now, those who trod with the Father, them same ancient ones that walk with him, you could imagine how they were feeling that day, that night, the day after, especially when the body's still there, and this happened, and Doctor and Mark, all kind of things happening. I don't want to go into that part right now because I've documented that. We've spoken about this several times. Even recently, we were speaking about something like that. Just check the videos in the past, especially those Chalice talks. We really take time to go into these things. Plus, Lent is coming up soon, so you're gonna get a good bag full from me. You better believe it. But anyway, yeah. So a lot of things happen. So you could just imagine the elders that would have, go for King Emmanuel newspaper, the empresses that would have cleaned his toenails and filed his fingers. The King Emmanuel, that's how the empresses is who filed your finger, clean his toenails and everything, and wipe his face and wash his locks, and all of them things is the royal treatment that God get. Although you have the Royal International Kitchen, King Emmanuel have his own kitchen. The empresses can eat from Jackie's kitchen, is the empress is telling me this. So I'm just trying to show you. So the void, the man that keep up the ceremonial order, if you can obviously see, it's not the same now as then. Even what I went and see with my eyes in 2001, 7 years after, I was crowned on the 31st of May myself. The 31st of May I was crowned an official member of this Congress right in King Emmanuel Palace. That was exactly 7 years after he made that move, exactly 7 years to the date I was crowned. Didn't plan it, so it just happened. In fact, it's looking back at it, that's what happened there. I was crowned by myself too. Honorable Priest Morgan read the 2 Psalms, not 1, 2 Psalms, and the Honorable Priest Zebulon, thanks, wrapped the turban. Yeah. So what it is that I went to see myself, even, real high standard, even compared to wages. No, but it's not nobody I pointing out. It's all of us. I just showing you what it is. You understand? So you could see now the void that is left. King Emmanuel. You hear what Priest Dougie say? Priest Douglas. Priest Dougie said that he was in Miami, so you go, with Bonner G's, Elder Bonner G's, or wherever they were. I think it's there. And the word came to him about that same scene there. And when you go and tell but Ras Bonner G's, say the father passed on, Say Ras Bonner G, say who? He didn't believe that. Bongo Wadi say, no, he didn't believe that. He didn't believe that. He got to see that for himself. He didn't believe, nobody can tell he that. Which is very powerful, just the acknowledgement that Ras Bonner G refused to believe that. So if he refused to believe that, again, I'm trying to show you the mind of where those who were around him would be, and those who love him, and those, and just anybody that know of the man, how they would feel. So those of I and I who lean on the man, our soul ran in the night, and cease not. Remember the Psalms reading the same time. So at least let's pay attention to what the Psalm's saying. That's why the psalmist say, I remembered God. I remembered God and was troubled. I complained and my spirit was overwhelmed. He also say, I've considered the days of old, the years of ancient time. I called to remembrance. You see a lot of remembrance here, my song in the night. Then he communed with his own heart. And then he started to ask if the Lord has cast off forever. Because, I mean, how you can just leave us so? How you could just leave us so? Will the Lord cast off forever? Will he be favorable no more? There's questions being asked, they want to know like what happened in here. Is his mercy clean, gone forever? Like you see, you could obviously see something happen. Now, I'm going to repeat it. Psalm 70 and 7, the 2-7 clash. Rastafari. Doth his promise fail? What promise? 7 or 9 miles. Breaking down Babylon wall. When we reach home, we can do this and do that and dust our feet and this and new house and all kind of things the man promised us. What happened? Had God forgotten? Oh my, hey, them is a heavy talking, Ras. The man wants to know if God has forgotten to be gracious. I mean, he wanted to know what happened. What happened? I could imagine man coming to the hill that day. Man that maybe don't come up for the week, man in town get a word and come back up. My Lord, what going on? What going on? I hear things a man tell me, what going on? Talk to me now, my Lord. My Lord, don't tell me no foolishness now. What do you mean? What gonna go so? I could imagine. I wasn't there. But experience teach it, wisdom, Rasta. I could imagine. You didn't hear what Bonaji said? He didn't believe that. He don't believe that, Rasta. To solidify that this psalm that was read has to do with the events of the day. To solidify that, listen to what verse 10 says. And listen to this, family. Verse 10 is the middle verse. The psalm has 20 verses. The psalm has 20 verses. And the first set of verses is basically barley. The first set of verses, looking for the strength. Want to know where is the help from the Almighty. Want to know where is the help from God. This is why he say again, I'm going to repeat so you can get a good understanding. Not only that he called to remembrance, his song in the night and he communed with his heart. But hear what he's saying, eh? He's asking, and you could see the relevance of the questions that are coming up in verse 7. Will the Lord cast off forever? Will he be favorable no more? From verse 7, eh? Psalm 77, Black Christ, Charles Edwards the 7th. Is his mercy clean, gone forevermore? Oh my. Man, this is clear as crystal. Do it his promise fail forevermore? Wow. Hath God forgotten to be gracious? Hath he in anger shut up his tender mercies? Selah. Selassie, Jah Rastafari. And again, to prove that this is the Black Christ that this psalm talking about. Hear what verse 10, the central verse says. And I said, this is my infirmity, but I will remember the years of the right hand of the Most High, Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah Rastafari. I wonder who was reading that psalm, the Rasta. Hey, this one tough, eh? Yeah, this one heavy. Not tough like hard to do it. I mean, it's very emotional, to be honest. Very, very emotional, yeah. Very emotional, trust me. I holding back the tears as I talk. Yeah, trust me. This is what we live for. I know tears and no like a sad story, you know, nobody dead business. Just the energy of it, the vibes of it. This is my work, eh? I come to defend the black guys. Eh? Yeah, man, that's why he's a tiger I am. Yeah, I don't come to play around. Nobody. I don't care who you are. Trust me. Don't make a difference. They ain't got nobody that walk on 2 foot that can get in my way when it comes to defending the black cries and not trying nothing. Yeah, you're showing you I barking off a shot so you can know I have something here in the bush. You'll be playing with me. Hey, family, just love it. If you knew me personally, man. But anyway, Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. So what I'm saying here now, it's obvious. The man said he will remember. That's why I asked, I wonder who read that psalm that morning. If it's but that's what I'm getting from all accounts. I will remember the years of the right hand. And you hear the record, the right hand is reading the Christ figure, the right hand. Like the Ancient of Days met, you know, the Son of Man. I will remember the years of the right hand of the Most High. I want to share something, family. We were almost sealing up. We're going to seal up soon, but this is important. If you look at the first 10 verses, the psalmist is very concerned with the absence of God, but he's more so concerned with what he's going to do. Like what's going to happen to he. And even if you look at the psalm, you count the words, I can't count them now, but the word God, if you compare them to the words me and my and I, you know, okay, like for example, I remember God and was troubled. I complained and my spirit was overwhelmed. I am so troubled. I cannot speak. I have considered the days of old. I call to remembrance. I commune, you know, with my heart. The word God not in between none of them places. Since I said, I remember God. It's just pure my spirit. Okay, will the Lord, will he be favorable? So he started coming, but he's still talking about him. All right, but if you notice, in verse 10, to me, verse 10 is the turning point, and that's the middle of the Psalms. In verse 10 is like he cooled out and said, hey, listen, this is my infirmity, but I will remember the years of King Emmanuel, because he got the right hand of the Most High. Then he says, I will remember the years, the works of the Lord. Okay, so he started to say, Lord, now surely I will remember thy wonders of old. I will meditate also on all thy works and talk of thy doings. Watch how the whole Psalms change now. He actually stopped saying I now, you know. If you notice from verse 10, he started to balance I and the Lord. By verse 13, thy way, O God, is in the sanctuary. Who is so great a God as our God? Thou art the God that doest wonder. Thou hast declared thy strength among the people. Thou hast with thine arm redeemed thy people, the sons of Jacob and Joseph, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. The water saw thee. The God, O God, the water saw thee. They were afraid. The depths also were troubled. The cloud poured out water. The sky sent out the sound. Thine arrows also went abroad. The voice of thy thunder was in the heavens. The lightnings lightened the world, the earth trembled and shook. So what I'm saying, yeah, let me just read all of it now. We're talking about thy way is in the sea, and thy path is in the great waters, and thy footsteps are not known. Thou leadest thy people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron, King Selassie. Jah Rastafari. So I will repeat, it was not official reading. But so what I'm showing you now, family, you could see from verse 1 to 10, big man complaining. Whither God gone? What happened to him? I just wake up this morning and the man tell me, the man not breathe. Where you get the story from? You know, Empress so-and-so tell me that. What? Let me go and see for myself. So weird. So what gonna happen to, what happened to, no, but what the plan is, what did they be? No, man, remember this is, no, this is not right. Has he cast off forever? Is his love totally gone? Where is the love and where is the promise? And no. But then when reality kick in, he said, all right, I check it. I will remember the years of the right hand of the Most High. So he changed gears now. I say, all right, okay, all right. I'm an African. I'm not a European. We don't believe in no spookism. You check it. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. And as the Black Christ say, man just put down flesh and take up flesh. So let's not get lost in them things there right now. We understand. If that is what happened, as they say, we cool. Let's move on. I will remember the works of the Lord. So you check it, you see where he gone now. That's why you see man like the honorable prophet Daniel. Even Prophet Ijah, when you see I and I bring the elders on the platform, you know, it's so that they can remind us and even remind themselves of the works of the Lord. Because they know the works, you know, they see it with their eyes. Some of them were on the team working. I will surely remember thy wonders of old. Oh man, I can give you a list of them wonders. I can give you a list of them wonders. You know what I mean? I can start on them wonders. And when you talk of them wonders, you have to call name. Just like the one I just explained with King Emmanuel and the Chalice and Hurricane Gilbert. I can recall Priest Shimron recall the wonders of old. When Priest Robbie said he see a glare in King Emmanuel eye like a beam, you can say what you want. It's the wonders of old, the man recalling. Wonders. You check it. Priest Doug, he said the man watched the sea when the bingy them never, when the other races didn't show up, and he just see the dark cloud cover the land and flood Jamaica. I can recall his wonders of old. You understand? Even young priest Jaman can recount as a youth when they sing in the slave song and Brock Rockstone and the man come and just do his rod so and the wind pick up some of them and lick off Empress Esther house roof, and Priest Prince is the one that put it back on. You think we played with you? I can recall his wonders of old. Pardon the passion, Rasta, but that's just me, eh? Here it is. I will meditate also of all thy works and talk of thy doings. But this is like a key point here. You want to find God. Hear this. Thy way, O God, is in the sanctuary. Who is so great a God as our God? So you're looking for God right now? The tabernacle. The tabernacle. I mean, the order is the God, but the tabernacle. Thy way, O God, is in the sanctuary. Who is so great a God as our God? Thou art the God that does wonders. So you can see that he stopped talking about me and mine. The whole Psalms change and it's just praising. And I think that psalm, you know, King Emmanuel, you know, I mean, he's the Black Christ. This ain't the guest show right now, eh? Never was really, but you know, sometimes we kind of have to balance it because everyone can't see exactly what we see. But I think I dropped enough evidence over the years, Rasta. You know what I mean? I don't think no one, it's not like if no one trying to deny what I'm saying. You know? Don't get me wrong, like if I'm looking for a fight with anyone. Eh? But I'm just saying that I think our point is clear. As I said at the end of 7, you know. What did I say? Even if you don't agree or disagree, you must admit that the point is well made or clearly made. Something like that. Agree or disagree. Trust me. Listen, King and Empresses, you see that documentary 7? They have man that is staunch, bingy man, that not playing around with no Emmanuel talk. And I sit down and make them watch 7. And when they're done, you know them cases where and this is not exactly the same thing, but I have to show it like this. They have this case, they say like you know, when you go to the carnival and if you box with the heavyweight champion, you don't have to beat him, you know, all you have to do is just stay around with him and you win the prize. Yeah, okay, right. Now them man here is so fierce, right? That for them to say, yeah man, very, very, very enlightening documentary. Very good, very good. And don't say nothing else. Trust me, it's when you win the fight. Believe me, is when you win the fight. Because they ain't gonna drop, they're not gonna throw in the towel and say, oh yeah man, what? Boy, you really show us who King Emmanuel is. But you see, the way the documentary 7 is put together, where we go through the Buddha, we go through the Olmec, where else we go through? We go through the Lord Pakalmas, we go through the Horus concept, we go through the Enoch vibes, Allah and Prophet Muhammad and Bilal, and so many different things. And everything aligned with King Emmanuel. And of course, we touch upon Marcus Garvey and HAILE SELASSIE, the Tutankhamun, the Akhenaten, the footstool. So there's no room for no denial. There's no room for denial. You just have to say, all right, let me go and recruit and come again. That's really what it is. So there's nothing to deny when it comes to that. It is for sure. You understand? So when we go through a psalm like this now, we understand why the psalm is so aligned with the event. Because it's just natural for it to be aligned with the Black Christ in flesh. I think I've spoken for enough time. And I think the point is well made. I must say I didn't expect to go that long. But I give thanks. I practice my theme now, family, since so many ones like to say, oh, some of these videos too long. Sometimes I wonder what they're talking about, but we decided that these Chalice talks are for those who love the long videos, because obviously in the long videos, you get the meat of the matter, get time to express ourselves. Chalice talk, you know, but we, as you can see, we try to bring the information as sharp and quick to you in bite size as many people are requesting, you know. But anyway, family, here's what I want you to do in terms of the Black Christ in flesh. I'm very serious here. Well, you definitely got to tune into university, but I'm serious here, family. The lecture is on Sunday, the 28th. And even if you're seeing this after Sunday, you could still see the lecture. Myself and Honorable Princess Akeisha Menon. Yeah, man, I'm looking for you to purchase your ticket now. Definitely just go to the website, priestisaacinstitute.com, and definitely all the information will be there. You could just browse through. Oh no, look it right here. From you come to the home page, you just scroll down. It's there. You can make your payment right there. You could also do the payment using the CashApp or using the PayPal. The link for that is in the description below. And simply email us and let us know you made that payment, and everything is set in order even at that time. So I'm looking forward to your presence, family, because the presentation is definitely, it's going to be very upful, it's going to be very wonderful, and the princess definitely has put some serious research. I would call it this research because she already knows it, but she just going over. So that's the research. Just the terms, research. When you're researching something, when you're researching something, I'm going to do my research. That means you're searching for something you should have already. That's why you're researching it. You're going back for what's already in the Akashic records. You got to check the English, The H is silent plus invisible. Yes, definitely. So yes, family, we give thanks for the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie first. We give thanks for the 3-in-1 and the 1-in-3, the prophet, priest, and king. Of course, looking forward for you to join me on Sunday for that program, which is known as Kidemi. Of course, you know where that is, right on Radio Anu. That is Sunday uprising at the hour of 6. Give thanks for your presence with us. Give thanks for the Chalice talk. Love and majesty. Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Blessed love. Give thanks. Blessed love.